Well, welcome back here to Legion Field, everybody, as we get ready for Game 2 of today's doubleheader between Roseburg and Sheldon. Again, we did have some issues. Umpire got sick, and so we unfortunately were a bit delayed here. It sounds like it was a diabetic issue along with the heat, so hope for the best for that umpire. Do not want to see anybody get hurt getting out here. They don't volunteer their time, but they do put a lot of effort into being a part of high school sports, which is a big part of allowing our youngsters to be able to do what they do in high school sports. So wish the best to the umpire as we wait for a new one to show up for Game 2. That's why we had a bit of a delayed start, but it looks as if everybody is getting ready to go for a second game of the doubleheader. We were given a expected start time of 3 o'clock for the broadcast, so stay tuned. We will have that for you, hopefully coming up here in just a few moments. I'm Joey Kieran. Welcome in, everybody, back here at Sheldon High School, interrupting your CBS Sports Radio there on 1490 The Score. We do have a second game stream of the video broadcast up and running now for those that might want to watch the game. Streaming live for free there online at 541radio.com. Recapping where we sit at the moment after Game 1 of the doubleheader. The Roseburg Indians win 8-3 on top of the Sheldon Irish. The Indians pushed their win record to 14-6 overall, 11-3 in Southwest Conference play. The Indians have won 4 straight, and with that victory, they clinched the 2019 Southwest Conference Championship. A big victory for the team in Game 1, as well as a big accomplishment for this team here in 2019. First conference championship for Roseburg since the 2012 season. Roseburg is the conference champs, which means they will be hosting a 6A state playoff game, which will likely be coming up 1 week from Monday. And Roseburg will be there at Legion Field. They're hoping their ranking could possibly increase enough to be able to host a second-round game if they were to advance. So that is still in play for Roseburg. A top 8 finish in the state power rankings would help Roseburg get to that get to that power ranking where they would be able to host first and second round playoff games if they were to advance out of the first round. So obviously can't get ahead of yourself in that situation, but the Roseburg Indians are hoping that will happen. Roseburg again 11-3 in conference play. Other results today, we saw that South Eugene lost on the road against North Medford. We talked about this before, that the South Eugene Axe, after their sweep at home against the Roseburg Indians, both of those wins coming in the 6th inning or later, and the South Eugene Axe, we knew their schedule was going to be tough going forward. They had a lot of games on the road after sweeping Roseburg. Well, it has not been going well for them. They continue a losing streak, which I believe is up to 5 games now for South Eugene, and they are now 8-6 in Southwest Conference play, so they fall now 3 full games behind Roseburg. South Medford is at Grants Pass today. They didn't start Game 1 of their doubleheader until 2 o'clock this afternoon, so that game is underway. We do not have a score to report from that one. North Medford improved to 6-8 in Southwest Conference play with the win over South Eugene today. That brings them within 5 games of Roseburg. Of course, no one could catch Roseburg, but North Medford, they are unable to catch up to the top 3 spots in the conference standings, but big wins for North Medford as they are trying to improve on their power ranking and see if they can get a better matchup coming up in the playoffs. It does look as if North Medford, their ranking should be good enough to get them into the postseason. Grants Pass is also right there with them, so Grants Pass is in a good position to get into the postseason as an at-large team. And Sheldon, we actually looked at the standings and the rankings after Game 1 of our doubleheader here today. They do update periodically throughout the day, and Sheldon actually bumps up 1 spot in the power rankings. Now, there's only a few scores reported so far, and so it may not stay there for the Irish throughout the end of the regular season, but Sheldon did bump up 1 spot to number 30, which would be a huge boost to getting the Sheldon Irish into the postseason. So that is where we stand right now. Sheldon 4-10 in conference play as well. As we got Game 2 of a doubleheader coming up here, I'm Joey Kieran. We are going to bring you some Roseburg baseball here in just a little while. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll take a look at starting lineups for Game 2. Both teams are ready to go. We're just waiting on the umpires. So stay with us, folks. We are playing this one a little bit fluid here as we get ready for Game 2. As the umpires, we had one of them get sick, and we will try to get a second one. They're getting a backup umpire coming here to the ballpark, and we'll have that for you. As soon as they get here, we will get things started for Game 2 of today's doubleheader. Quick note to mention that when the coaches meet at home plate to hand off starting lineups between the two teams with the umpires, it'll be a different coach there at the plate for Sheldon, after head coach Kellen Hobie was the coach that got ejected at the end of Game 1. Bottom of the 7th with 2 outs. He gets ejected out of the game, took exception. Apparently, what I was told was that he apparently had thought that Roseburg was throwing at the batter that was at the plate for the Irish. So that apparently is what he had seen in his head and had thought was going on. So that is neither here nor there, but that is what happened, is that he was ejected from the game, which means he will not be present for Game 2 of our doubleheader. We're going to go ahead and take that 2-minute break. When we come back, we will take a look at today's starting lineups for Game 2 of our doubleheader. Stay with us, folks. Roseburg Baseball coming at you, streaming live online at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Joey Kieran here with you again from Sheldon High School, Bowen Field, getting ready for Game 2 of today's doubleheader between Roseburg and Sheldon. Indians taking Game 1 8-3. It's time now for a look at our Supercut starting lineups in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. Let's check it out for the visiting team first, the Roseburg Indians. Their starting lineup put together by head coach Troy Thompson in his 17th year leading the program has Roseburg to a 14-6 record overall, 11-3 in Southwest Conference play. Leading things off for the Indians is going to be Spencer Six, today's catcher. He was the catcher in Game 1 as well. At shortstop, Caden Johnson will bat second. Doran Gillespie in right field hitting third. Following Gillespie will be Jonathan Stone playing at first base. Jet Black, the center fielder, will bat fifth. Jay Stoffel pitching in Game 2, hits in the sixth spot. Mason Littlefield in left field will bat seventh, followed by the 8-hitter Riley Culberhouse, the senior, getting the start at third base here in Game 2. He'll bat eighth, and rounding out the starting lineup is Luke Van Norman, the second baseman, hitting in the 9th spot. That is a look at the starting lineup for the Roseburg Indians. As for the Sheldon Irish, as they get ready for Game 2, they come in with their 9-15 overall record, their 4-10 Southwest Conference record. The team going to be led by assistant coaches Corky Franklin, Jeremy Lehman, Joshua Riley, and Rob Cantwell after the ejection for Kellen Hobie. Leading things off will be shortstop Cal Morgan. Caleb Coffin is in right field for Game 2, hitting second. Dawson Prickles at third base. He'll bat third, followed by the catcher, Isaiah Lugo. The 5-hitter is the first baseman, Corey Apker. Eli Seno is in center field, batting sixth. And the 7-hole is the left fielder, Taylor Langworthy. Quentin Spurlock will be the DH, batting eighth. He'll hit for starting pitcher Aiden Wagers. And the 9-hitter will be Nate Brown, the second baseman. And that is the starting lineup, brought to you by Supercuts in the Steelhead Run Plaza across from Starbucks on Garden Valley Boulevard. Save time and check out styles online at supercuts.com. That is a look at what we've got coming up here for Roseburg on the mound. Jay Stoffel this season has been pretty spectacular for the junior, following up his sophomore season where he was very good. Last year, Jay Stoffel, a second-team All-Southwest Conference pitcher, comes into today's game with a 3-1 record on the year. 32 and a third innings worked on 1.51 ERA, 47 strikeouts, 13 walks this year for Jace Stoffel. He will get the start here. He did have a start last year against against Sheldon. Last year, some of the players on this Sheldon team that faced Stoffel last year, Isaiah Lugo, he went a combined 3 for 6 against Stoffel and Mandera last year, but did not necessarily have as much success in Game 1. He was hit by a pitch once, and also he was 0 for 3, so had a tough day there in the opener of today's doubleheader. Lugo getting on base once with the hit by pitch, struck out once, grounded out once, and flew out once as well. So Lugo not a great day against Mandera to start. He'll take on Stoffel in Game 2. The other player that I had stats from last year against Roseburg, Cal Morgan, the All-Southwest Conference honorable mention pick from a year ago. The senior went 0 for 4 against Jay Stoffel last year. We'll see if Stoffel can have similar success against the leadoff man in Game 2 coming up. So Roseburg getting ready for the nightcap of today's doubleheader. They'll face Aiden Wagers. Wagers comes into the matchup. He has not faced Roseburg this season. Aiden Wagers last year against Roseburg made 2 appearances. He pitched 6 2/3 innings, gave up 12 hits, 9 runs. 4 of them were earned, 3 walks and no strikeouts. Aiden Wagers, the senior, had 2 losses against Roseburg last year. It came in 1 start, as well as he made a relief appearance against the Indians a year ago. And the big man will be on the mound for the Sheldon Irish as he comes in looking to try and help his team get a split here at home against Roseburg and in the Indians' current 4-game winning streak. Officials are here for the second game of our doubleheader. So let's go ahead and step away for a quick 60-second break. We'll step away for 60 seconds. We'll come back and get ready to go for Game 2 of today's doubleheader. We appreciate everybody coming in for today's broadcast. We'll be back after this 60-second break on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
We'll hope for the best there. Game 2 of our doubleheader is just about to get underway. Roseburg taking Game 1 from Sheldon. They will look for the sweep and another season sweep of the Irish. Let's go ahead before we get things started for Game 2. Let's pause for a station identification. This is Roseburg Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score. Well, the Roseburg Indians look for another season sweep of the Irish. Last year, Roseburg took all 3 games against Sheldon, 7-4, 10-0, and 7-6. And Roseburg will try to pull it off again here in 2019. Game 2 just about to get underway. The Irish have taken the field, ready to go with new umpires here on hand for Game 2. A new umpire for Game 2 of our doubleheader. Aiden Wagers, the man on the mound for the Sheldon Irish. Again, Sheldon with the emerald green tops, with the white lettering on the front, numbers on the front and the back in white, button-up green tops. They've got the white pants with the green stirrups. They've got the horizontal 3 stripes in white, and the two-tone cap as well with the emerald green around the back, the white panel in the front, and the green bills. On the other side for the Roseburg Indians, wearing the road blacks today, the numbers in orange on the front and the back, and the orange script Roseburg across the chest for the Indians. And the gray trousers for them, the black stirrups, black caps with the big orange R on the front. Roseburg Indians also wearing their button-ups today as well. Wind is blowing out here at Sheldon High School. Had a couple of balls go pretty far for Roseburg in Game 1. They finished with 5 extra base hits as we get ready for Game 2. It's been a warm one here at the ballpark. And taking a look at the temperature on my phone, it's telling me 80 degrees right now in Roseburg, and in Eugene. Expected to get up to 83 today. We'll see how we get there. On the mound, Aiden Wagers wearing long sleeves. I imagine that's going to get warm throughout the day, but some guys like to keep the body temperature up. Looks like about 84 down in Roseburg today, so pretty warm one there back at home. Roseburg softball taking on Sheldon at home today as well. Good luck to the Roseburg softball team. They're taking on the top team in the state in Sheldon. So not an easy draw there for the Indians at home to wrap up conference play. But Roseburg baseball and softball both headed to the postseason. Today you also have Roseburg tennis is hosting the Southwest Conference Tennis District Meet. And they've qualified a number of tennis players for the state meet coming up in a little while. We're getting close to the end of the season for track and field. I'm not sure. I forgot to check to see if districts were going on for track and field this week. We also have golf is wrapping up. We saw Bryce Thomason qualified for golf for the Roseburg boys. I have not seen anything about the Roseburg girls, but I know that they have been very good this season as well out on the links, and best of luck to them. So as the spring sports and the school year starts to wrap up, a lot of success going on in the spring season for Roseburg sports. Get ready for the first pitch of Game 2. It is in, and it is ball 1 for Spencer 6. It was a ball that came inside. It looked like it bounced off the glove there for Isaiah Lugo. I'm not sure if it hit the umpire. It bounced back out in front of home plate. Spencer 6 is at the plate. He's got a 1-0 count. 6 had a great day in Game 1. Had 2 walks, 2 singles. Had, I think, an RBI in there. Spencer 6, Two singles, 2 walks, got on base 4 times, had an RBI. It was a great Game 1 for Spencer 6. He starts things off here. He tried to call for time. The 2-0 pitch, make that a 1-1 pitch, is in for a called strike to make it a 1-2 count. Aiden Wagers, big, tall right-hander, finding the grip in the glove, deep breath, and time called before he gets into his motion. Started to drop the hands as he was getting ready to wind and fire, and Spencer calling time at that point. 1-2 count. 6, left side, gets it through the hole at short to Langworthy in left field, and it's a leadoff single for Spencer 6 as he continues to do well at the plate. Has gotten on base all 5 times he's gone up to hit. Leadoff single for Roseburg in the top of the first inning. They look to try and stomp on Sheldon early after a emotional, dramatic win in Game 1. Some tempers flaring, and Roseburg trying to get the early edge against the Irish. Caden Johnson will stand in next, not showing a bunt. He will take high for ball 1. Back to first goes Spencer 6. 6 is behind the plate. Isaiah Lugo looking down that direction. Defensively for Sheldon here in Game 2, Isaiah Lugo is behind the plate. Corey Apker at first. Nate Brown at second as a ground ball goes through the hole at short again for Johnson. Langworthy will come to get it in left field, throws back into third, back-to-back singles through the left side of the infield. And Roseburg has runners at first and second with nobody out in the top of the first inning. Looking around the rest of the diamond, Apker at first, Brown at second, Cal Morgan at short, and Dawson Prickle at third. In the outfield from left to right, Langworthy, Seno, and Coffin, your starters there. We'll look around the diamond there for Sheldon defensively. First pitch coming up for Doran Gillespie. Swing and a miss for strike one. Gillespie has great power, but he has been a guy that sometimes it's either the pop of the bat or it is not gone well for him. He's really good when he makes that solid contact. The 0-1 pitch coming up. Gillespie gets underneath that one in the air out towards left center. That ball's got a chance. It's going to hop down once to the fence. Six is scoring. They've got Johnson heading for third. He'll hold up there. It's a stand-up double for Doran Gillespie. Going to one of the deepest parts of the park. He finds the alley in left center and one hops the wall. That's probably at least 360 out there, the fence. And Gillespie reaching it in one hop. His double drives in one. RBI double for Gillespie. Six scored from second. Johnson first to third. Three straight hits for Roseburg to start out the first inning, and it's Jonathan Stone that'll stand in. He swings and misses for strike one. Oh, 0-1 count for Stone. We do have some scores that we will report from around the rest of the Southwest Conference, plus Civil War baseball going on today, so we'll update you on things. The 0-1, Stone swinging a miss for strike two. Stone moving up in the lineup. Zach Mandera after a complete game victory in a hot day in the opener. Mandera getting game 2 off, so he's in shorts for the day. He's appeared to be done. So Jonathan Stone moving up, taking over the cleanup spot. He spent most of last season at the top half of the lineup. Coming back from injury here. He fouls off a pitch. Stays at an 0-2 count against Aiden Wagers. A couple of big guys that have squared off on the basketball court for the last number of years. Now squaring off here on the baseball diamond, and I'm sure they've done that many times over the past few years. 0-2 pitch again for Wagers as Roseburg's dugout makes some noise. Strike three called. Stone watches it go by. One away. And does not quiet Roseburg's dugout, though, as they continue to cheer. Coming up, Jet Black stands in next. Jet Black in game 1 was 2 for 4 with a double and a single. He gets underneath the first pitch he sees high in the air out down the left field line. Langworthy calling for it, tagging, heading for a home. Will go Johnson. The throw, not in time. Cut off by Prickle, the third baseman. Sack fly for Jet Black. 2 down. Roseburg takes a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first inning. So they'll wipe off home plate. Johnson scored. Gillespie stayed at second. Does not tag in advance. Johnson scored. 6 scored on the double by Gillespie. He's out at second. First pitch now to Jay Stoffel, today's starting pitcher in game 2 for Roseburg. He takes low from Wagers for a 1-0 count. Roseburg taking the early lead against Sheldon, trying to put the pressure on, see if they can get them early. Pickoff throw to second by Wagers is not in time. Wagers trying to get out of it. He's got 2 down. He's got a 1-0 count now against Stoffel. And he beans him on the front hip. I think I saw him mouth, ouch. Got him right on the hip. Stoffel heads on down to first. And they'll bring in a courtesy runner for the pitcher. Courtesy runner will be Garrett Zimet. Takes over at first. First pitch to Mason Littlefield is high for ball 1. Littlefield, great game in the opener, 3 hits. Single, double, triple for Littlefield. Had 3 RBIs. He was our South River Community Health Center player of the game. Pitch high again to him. And Littlefield has a 2-0 count. Wagers checking second, fires in, misses low to Littlefield. That pitch did not miss by a lot. Wagers working out of the stretch, will come set, hands up near the chin. He kicks high, leg kick, misses low. 4-pitch walk issued to Mason Littlefield. He heads down to first. That loads the bases, and we're going to get a time called. Out to the mound is going to go Isaiah Lugo to have a quick word with Aiden Wagers. Already a 2-0 lead for Roseburg, 2 down in the top of the first inning. Today's baseball game has been brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Roseburg baseball this season has also been brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone's welcome to shop. 2 down, stepping in. Going to be Riley Culverhouse. The senior has not had a lot of action this season for Roseburg. 3 games played. He's batting .500 though, 2 for 4. And he gets one in the numbers, and he's going to get an RBI as he's beaned by the pitch. Culverhouse down to first, and Roseburg leads 3-0. Culverhouse picking up the RBI with the bases loaded, hit by pitch. That scores Doran Gillespie. Stoffel, or the courtesy runner, Garrett Zimet to third for Stoffel. Littlefield to second. And that'll prompt a visit to the mound. So Roseburg out to a 3-0 lead in the top of the first inning. And coming up to hit is going to be Luke Van Norman. Luke had a great game in the opener. He had the big double in the 7th that drove in a run. I guess ended up 1 for 4. Great might have been a big word for it. Definitely not a bad game for Luke Van Norman. That double, though, boy, there was a moment there I thought that Van Norman was going to get his first homer of the season. Hit well to right field. It was Quentin Spurlock playing out there in that opening game. He was all the way back at the wall. The ball ended up getting knocked down a bit in the wind, and he had to try and put the brakes on and come back to the ball. He could not do so, lost his traction. The ball fell in front of him for a double for Luke Van Norman. And Luke will step in, the lefty. Does have the wind in his favor. It's blowing out to right field right now. The lefty will dig in. Bases loaded. 2 down. Top of the first inning, Roseburg leading at 3-0. Van Norman will try to add to it here. Swings and fouls it off for strike 1. Van Norman had the 1 RBI in the opener, which puts him now at 5 RBI on the season. It's 3:24 down the right field line here at Sheldon High School, Bowen Field. Van Norman takes high for a 1-1 count. You can tell Roseburg having a good time here in Eugene today. Just hope they keep their focus. That's what you hope in these situations. Pitch low for a 2-1 count. There is some bodies down in the bullpen for for Sheldon. I'm not sure why I said that there. Sheldon down there has some guys getting stretched. Aiden Wagers, the starter, trying to get out of the first inning. The 2-1. Van Norman takes outside for ball 3. And Sheldon sending a man down to the bullpen. He might be telling him down there to, hey, let's speed things up here. Got to get warm quick. Van Norman swings through on the 3-1 pitch. Got a piece of it. Fouled it into the glove. That was Josh Hess running down there to probably relay a message to the bullpen. Full count pitch coming up with the bases loaded for Aiden Wagers. Van Norman, the wide stance. The throw in, fouls it off. Runners all moving on the pitch to the plate. They'll all head back. Zymet at third, Littlefield at second, and Culberhouse, the runner, at first. They all take their lead. Another 3-2 pitch coming up for Van Norman. Wagers delivers. Outside for ball 4, and Roseburg will add another run. Wasn't off by much, but a bases-loaded walk for Van Norman. And Roseburg tacks on another run. He picks up his 6th RBI of the season. Culberhouse to second, Littlefield to third. Scoring was Zymet running for Jay Stoffel. Bases remain loaded with 2 down, and we're back to the top of the lineup for the Indians. Spencer 6 up for a second time here in the first. And Wagers misses high for ball 1. Roseburg up 4-0, putting a crooked number on the board here in the first. Wagers gets 6 to foul one off down the left field side, out of play. 1-1 count. Spencer looking to try and get on base for a 6th time today in the doubleheader. Led off the game with a single for Roseburg, came around to score the first run. The 1-1. Strike 2 taken. Low outside corner, 6. A sheepish grin on his face. He wasn't necessarily in agreement with the umpire, it looked like. A 1-2 count for Aiden Wagers, trying to get out of things here in the first, facing 10 batters so far. 6 fouls off the pitch. Spencer 6, a tough guy to get out. Obviously, he's been on base 5 times today. Came in to today's ball game batting .328. On base percentage of .481. Pretty good for him. The 1-2 pitch from Wagers. Out in front of it, lifts it in the air. That left side coming in, Langworthy makes the catch. That'll wrap things up for Roseburg in the top of the first inning, but they put a crooked number on the board. 4 runs on 3 hits, no Sheldon errors. And they left 3 men stranded on base. But a big inning, 10 hitters to the plate for the Indians in the top of the first. It's a 4-0 lead for Roseburg as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Sheldon coming up to bat on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother, and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Swimming season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Go to the bottom of the first inning. Roseburg leading Sheldon 4-0 after the top of the first. It's Jay Stoffel on the mound. And he will have a nice edge to work with as Roseburg looks to finish out the regular season on a 5-game winning streak. And Jay Stoffel on the mound with his 3-1 record will give Roseburg a good opportunity to do so, especially with a 4-run lead already. Roseburg Baseball brought to you by Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Well, it'll be the top of the lineup, Cal Morgan, to lead things off for Sheldon. Cal Morgan, the shortstop, game 1 of the doubleheader. He was 1 for 4 had a double, scored a run, also reached on an error. Morgan will start things off. Mentioned before, Cal Morgan against Jay Stoffel last year was 0 for 4 in the one appearance that they had against each other. Ball in the dirt to lead things here in the bottom of the first. Roseburg on top 4-0. Spencer 6 catching game 2 behind the plate. Check swing, strike called, 1-1 count. Pitch, breaking ball in the dirt for Stoffel. 2 balls and a strike now. Just a bit low on the 2-1 pitch for Stoffel. So starting out ahead in the at-bat here in the first. Cal Morgan, 3-1 pitch, just low. Ball 4. So a leadoff walk issued by Stoffel. Mentioned he has not walked too many batters this season, only 13 coming into it, now 14. Morgan takes his lead at first. Stoffel working out of the stretch now. First pitch called strike against Caleb Coffin. Pitch in the dirt. 1-1 count for Stoffel against Coffin. At first base for game 2, Jonathan Stone. Second base, Luke Van Norman. Shortstop, Caden Johnson, and Riley Culberhouse at third. A 1-1 breaking ball hits the outside corner for a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Outfield for Roseburg here in game 2. Littlefield, Black, and Gillespie. The 1-2, runner going, ball fouled away. And back to first will go Cal Morgan. Getting some scores put together at games from around the Southwest Conference. Just checking on the rest of the conference, see how things are going. A ball and 2 strikes now for Stoffel. Taking his time back into the box is Caleb Coffin. Coffin, the losing pitcher in game 1 after coming in relief. Throw to first, almost there in time. Just ahead of the tag by Stone. Morgan gets back in safely. Stone with a quick pick over there. Before coming set, he took another look, and he'll throw that way. This time, head first dive for Morgan, and he's back in safely. A 1-2 pitch. Ground ball, third base side is picked up by Culberhouse. Throws to second for 1. No throw to first. Van Norman had the runner right at his feet. Pulled it back in. Decided not to risk a throw to first with the guy coming at him. And he'll get the lead runner there. Force out for Culberhouse at second. Fielder's choice, putting Coffin on at first. Culberhouse again getting the start there at third. Zach Mandera, who normally starts at third base with Jay Stoffel on the mound, getting an afternoon off. First pitch swinging, fouled away. Stone giving chase, but he can't get there in time as Dawson Prickle steps in and fouls off the first pitch he sees. Getting to the late afternoon here in Eugene. Roseburg leading Sheldon 4-0. Final game of the Southwest Conference season for both teams. Third batter up here in the bottom of the first for the Irish. Throw in, high, quick pitch, throw down to second. Oh! Thought he almost was going to punch him out there. The umpire saying safe, back in safely goes Coffin. The pick out and the pitch out and the pick off almost work out for Roseburg. They can't quite get Coffin. Pitch is low. 2 balls and a strike now for Jay Stoffel against Prickle. Another throw over to first base for Stoffel. Coffin went back in safely. The 2-1 is low for Stoffel. The count goes to 3-1. Jace pitching around the strike zone a little bit more than we usually see from him. He comes set, 3-1 delivery. It's low again, and that's another walk issued to start out the day. So Stoffel, second walk issued. Runners at first and second, one away. Roseburg leading 4-0. Jay Stoffel struggling to find the strike zone here in the bottom of the first. He gets a visit from Spencer 6. Coming up to hit next is Isaiah Lugo. He is the catcher. Lugo in game 1 of the doubleheader was 0 for 3. First pitch for Stoffel. Strike taken. Breaking ball hitting the outside corner. Swing and a miss at a pitch in the dirt for Lugo. The 0-2 delivery coming up for Stoffel. He's got the advantage. Can't get him to chase. 6 behind the plate. Making sure the ball does not get by with runners at first and second. Just one out so far. Stoffel. High heat. Can't get him to chase it again. Evens up the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Stoffel kicks and fires. Gets him to chase a breaking ball. That one was well in the dirt. Swing and a miss. Now there's your second out of the first inning. It's a more well-drilling strikeout. Don't strike out when it comes to water for your home. Call more well-drilling. 459-4039. Helping keep Douglas County green since 1947. 2 away. It's Corey Apker, the first baseman, that'll bat. With runners at first and second. First pitch at the knees for a called strike. In game 1, Apker had a tough day, was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out to third. Roseburg needing one more out to hold on to their 4-0 lead here in the first. Off speed, bounces in. Stoffel has been using the off-speed breaking ball quite a bit here early on. That has been a bread and butter pitch for him, but that one bouncing about 6 feet in front of the plate. Spencer 6 using the chest protector to keep it in front. The 1-1 pitch is low. Two balls and a strike with 2 down. Runners at first and second, and a swing and a miss. Tried to pull it back on the check swing, and Apker could not. Got caught with his hands going around there. The 2-2 breaking ball. Strike 3 called. Froze him at the plate with the breaking ball. Apker almost sticking out the elbow, trying to get hit on the front arm. Watches that one go by. And that wraps up things in the first inning for the Sheldon Irish. They leave 2 men stranded on base. 2 walks there in the bottom of the first for Jay Stoffel, but he pitches around it. No runs on no hits, no Roseburg errors, and 2 men left on base. It's 4-0 as we go to the second. This is Roseburg Baseball streaming on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Top of the second inning, Roseburg on top, 4-0 over the Sheldon Irish. Aiden Wager stays on the mound for Sheldon. The senior missing a low and outside to Caden Johnson, who's batting for a second time. Roseburg hitting through the lineup in the first time at the plate. Sent 10 hitters. Spencer Six has been up twice. Johnson gets underneath one, right side. That one tailing towards the line. Long run out there. That's a fair ball. Johnson heading for second as it gets away. The right fielder chases it into the corner. Johnson heading for third, and he'll get in standing up. Bad angle out in right field by Caleb Coffin, and Johnson will get a triple on that one. Ran by the ball in right field, couldn't knock it down in time. It gets all the way into the corner, and Caden Johnson starts off things here in the second with a big hit as Roseburg had a couple of extra base hits, actually one extra base hit in the first inning. A few walks and a hit by pitch in there, 2 hit by pitches in there as well. First pitch coming up now for Doran Gillespie. Gets a strike across. Doran Gillespie had a double. He had the extra base hit in the first inning, drove in a run. Roseburg had 3 hits to start out the game. Then a strikeout, sacrifice fly to drive in a run, then hit by pitch, walk, hit by pitch, walk. And the Indians were able to add the runs. 0-2 count at the plate for Doran Gillespie. Aiden Wagers trying to settle in after a tough first inning. Taking his time out there on the mound. He's already up to 36 pitches in the ball game. The 0-2. Gillespie gets underneath that one. Well struck out towards center field. Going back to the wall at the track. Reaching up and catching it. Eli Seno will make the play. But a sac fly brings in Caden Johnson for Doran Gillespie. He got a lot of that one, but again goes to the deepest part of the park and can't quite get enough of it. But the sac fly does the trick, bringing in a run. That's 2 times in a row that Doran Gillespie has gone to that part of the park. 1 down, base is empty. 5-0 Roseburg in front. Jonathan Stone at the plate, nobody on, 1 out. First pitch, a called strike. Stone struck out looking in the first inning. The big first baseman moving up in the lineup again today with the absence of Zach Mandera. Stone, check swing, pulls it back, bounces off the glove of the catcher, Lugo. 1-1 the count. Roseburg Baseball today brought to you by Mahalo Heating and Cooling, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them today at 672-6707. 1-1 with 1 away and nobody on. Stone, the pitch from the Wagers. Underneath it, pops it back behind home and out of play. The senior digs back in, waiting for the pitch. Wagers right hand finding the grip in the glove, taking his time. Stone trying to call for time, and he'll get it. Wagers was in there jiggling around that baseball trying to figure out what he wanted to throw there. He'll wind and fire on the 0-2. Make it a 1-2 pitch, and he misses. And it goes to 2-2, I believe. Delivery coming up for Wagers. This is outside. Scoreboard reading 2-2. For some reason, I might be ahead in the at-bat here. That ball low. Did he go? No, he did not. And it is a full count, so I was ahead of pitch there somehow. So it's a full count now. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Jonathan Stone. Took that pitch in the dirt, able to hold off. The full count pitch is low for ball 4. Aiden Wagers, who struggled with the strike zone in the first inning, has now issued 3 walks, 2 hit batters as well. Man on at first with 1 down for Roseburg. Up to bat next is Jet Black. Jet had the sac fly in the first inning. First pitch is high for ball 1. It feels like Roseburg has just been right on the verge of getting one to leave the ballpark today. I don't know why. It just keeps feeling like it's going to happen sooner or later. But they haven't quite been able to get one there. The 1-0 for Jet takes for a strike. Seen some homers here at this ballpark. Saw Kellen Strom rob a home run from Will Redicop a number of years back. Pitched low and inside for a 2-1 count now for Jet. That was something spectacular. Redicop went to dead center, and Kellen Strom, with his speed and athleticism, he robbed that one, bringing it back from over the wall. 2-1 to Jet, bottom of the zone for a called strike. So it'll be a 2-2 count now for Roseburg center fielder Jet Black. Digs back into the box. At first, Jonathan Stone with 1 away. Jet gets underneath that one, well struck out to left field on the run. Langworthy can't get there. 1 hop to the fence. Stone heading to third. They're going to hold him there, and it's a stand-up double for Jet Black. Roseburg continues to hit the ball around the ballpark here in the second inning. Had the triple by Caden Johnson, now a double for Jet Black. Taylor Langworthy out there in left field just couldn't get to the baseball in time. And another visit to the mound here for Sheldon. They may be making an early change on the mound. And Aiden Wager's going to hand over the baseball. They will call to the pen. Brought to you by Shelby and Migulana Construction, your local leaders for any project, big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulana or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. New man on the mound is going to be Andrew Boyd. We'll tell you more when we return. This is Roseburg Baseball, streaming on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It'll be Andrew Boyd that takes over on the mound for the Sheldon Irish, the sophomore. Through a couple of innings back on Tuesday against South Eugene, he'll get the ball. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update with Josh Nelson. Josh, what kind of scores do we have around the Southwest Conference today?
So right now in the Southwest Conference, we have South Eugene losing their second and final game today to South Eugene, or North Medford losing to South Eugene 4-0, and then South Medford was trailing Grants Pass 6-3. Roseburg did beat Sheldon in softball today in the first game in Roseburg 10-5, and then Grants Pass beat South Medford 16-5. Back to you, Joey.
All right, that's your Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. That's a huge win for Roseburg softball, taking down Sheldon. Also, man, what a finish to the season for South Eugene. They have just absolutely fallen off the map. Tough break there for the Axe after their sweep against Roseburg. They have not been able to get a win since, I do not believe. Andrew Boyd takes over on the mound after the Shelby and Migulena construction called to the pen, and his first pitch bounces away. Jonathan Stone racing to the plate, no throw, and he's there in time. So Andrew Boyd, a wild pitch to Jay Stoffel. And coming in to score, Jonathan Stone on the wild pitch. Up to third base goes Jet Black. Roseburg leading 6-0. Jay Stoffel at the dish with a 1-0 count. His pitch is low, and it's a 2-0 count for Stoffel, starting pitcher for Roseburg. 4 in the first, 2 here in the second for the Indians, leading 6-0 against the Sheldon Irish. Stoffel in game 1. In the opener, he was 1 for 3. Had an RBI single in the 7th. Also had a sac bunt in there as well. He takes low for a 3-0 count now. Andrew Boyd misses low, and it's a 4-pitch walk by the sophomore. And that puts runners on the corners. Time called after the first batter for the new man. And out to first base will go the courtesy runner yet again, Garrett Zimet. So runners on the corners, 1 away. Andrew Boyd will now face Mason Littlefield. Littlefield, who's swung a big bat today, takes the first pitch for a called strike. Andrew Boyd threw 1 inning of relief against Roseburg. The first time they met, he allowed 2 hits and 2 runs, 1 strikeout and 3 walks in that appearance. Misses in the dirt. Lugo scooping it up for ball 1. Also in Sheldon's last game, a win against South Eugene, 6-4. Boyd pitching in that one. So he pitched just back on Tuesday, 52 pitches in that game. Gave up 3 hits, no runs. As they brawl in the dirt, heading for second goes Zimet. Got him. Zimet, a late break on that pitch in the dirt. And he gets called out, trying to take second. So that makes it 2 outs now. Runner on at third for Roseburg. Mason Littlefield at the plate with a 2-1 count. It's outside. The count goes to 3-1. At third base is Jet Black. So Boyd, 2 1/3 innings worked against South Eugene. Gave up 3 hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. Gets a little bit of help from his defense here in the top of the second inning. Roseburg leading 6-0. Littlefield gets underneath one, pops it straight up. Shortstop Cal Morgan going out, Langworthy coming in, and it'll be Morgan to make the catch. And that'll wrap up things in the top of the second inning. Roseburg felt like a big inning brewing, but a caught stealing for Garrett Zimet, and then a pop out there to finish things off. And that'll end things for the Indians. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors for South Eugene. 1 man left on base for the Indians. We head to the bottom of the second. Roseburg leading 6-0 on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Bottom of the second inning, Roseburg baseball on 1490 The Score is presented by Flyway Travel. Contact their travel experts for your travel plans, 672-5701. Jay Stoffel out there to face Eli Seno. And the first pitch in for a called strike is the nice breeze starting to blow our direction here. That really makes it feel comfortable out here today. Foul ball at the plate for Seno, an 0-2 count. His first at-bat of the game. 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up for the Irish. They trail by 6 against Stoffel. A wind and fire on the 0-2. Got him swing and a miss. And Jace, after a bit of a shaky start, finding the strike zone, is coming back around. His third strikeout of the game. One away is Taylor Langworthy, who's gotten a lot of action in right field throughout today's doubleheader. Langworthy will step in. He had a nice day at the plate in the opener. Went 2 for 2 with 2 singles and a sacrifice bunt. Breaking ball for the first pitch. Misses the strike zone. Pitch in the dirt. 2-0 count now for Langworthy. So we'll update the standings after the results that we got there from Josh. Is a swing and a miss for strike 1 against Langworthy. So North Medford takes both games against South Eugene, and they will finish the season 8-7. Swing and a miss for strike 2. North Medford will go to 7-8 to finish out the regular season. So Roseburg's going to win the conference by at least a few games. Pitch in the dirt as the count goes full. South Medford was losing to Grants Pass last we heard. So that would help Roseburg get a big cushion for that first place. And strike 3 taken at the dish. Langworthy tossing away the bat as he wanted to head to first. He gets strike 3 called against him, and Jay Stoffel continues to fire bullets. Langworthy goes down looking for strikeouts in the game now for Stoffel. Up to bat, lefty, Quentin Spurlock. Spurlock, an 0-1 count. And there's strike 2 for Spurlock, who came in after the first inning of game 1. He takes low, ball and 2 strikes. Spurlock came in after the first at-bat for Josh Hess, took over for him in right field, and was 0 for 0 with a walk and a sac bunt. He's at the plate with a 1-2 count, swings and misses. The DH thrown out at first, and Jay Stoffel strikes out the side. 5 strikeouts through 2 innings for Jay Stoffel as he's rolling, and the Indians lead it 6-0 as we head to the top of the third inning. This is Roseburg Baseball coming at you on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Roseburg leading 6-0 as we start the third inning. The Roseburg Indians here on 14-9 The Score, brought to you by Pepsi and Bigfoot Beverages of Roseburg. Grab an ice-cold, refreshing Pepsi today. Proud sponsor of local sports in our community. Leading things off for Roseburg in the third inning, it's Riley Colberhouse. They'll face Andrew Boyd. First pitch swinging for Colberhouse. Up in the air to second base. Nate Brown waiting for it to come down will make the catch. Mason Littlefield continues to be hot at the plate. Single for him. I said Littlefield. That was Luke Van Norman. I have been guilty of doing that before, and Luke told me about that after one of the most recent games here. He said, you call me Littlefield all the time. I don't know why. Cannot explain it to you. So apologies there to Luke Van Norman. He gets his first hit of the game, though. Drew a walk in the first to drive in a run. Now a single here in the third inning. At the plate, Spencer Six for a third time. Takes low for a 2-0 count. On the mound, Andrew Boyd fires in. That ball is up in the air, out towards right field, has a lot behind it. It's going to one-hop to the fence, and it's going to keep rolling. Six is heading around. No, he'll stay at second, but coming in to score from first is Van Norman. And it's an RBI double for Spencer Six, and a courtesy runner is going to come in for him. Van Norman coming in all the way from first, and it makes it a 7-0 game for the Roseburg Indians. So the Roseburg Indians up big now on top of the Sheldon Irish. Caden Johnson will step in next for Roseburg. Caden Johnson with a 1-0 pitch coming up. Fakes for a strike. One count. Johnson. There's a throwback to second base. Johnson coming in 2 for 2 in this at-bat. Single and a triple for him. He scored twice. So 7-0. Roseburg in front. Boyd's pitch, a breaking ball, stays up. Count goes to 2-1. Andrew Boyd coming on in relief in the second inning for Aiden Wagers. Boyd, the sophomore righty, fires in. He gets Caden to swing and foul it away. So Andrew Boyd with 2 strikes against Caden Johnson here, and one away. A 2-2 count coming up. Just outside, and the count goes full. Low and away. Full count pitch. Boyd checking second. 6 with a decent lead out there. Takes an extra half step. Excuse me, it's not Spencer 6 as a walk is issued. It's Troy Jones running for Spencer, by the way. Walk issued to Johnson. Runners at first and second. With one away, Doran Gillespie bats next. Andrew Boyd fires first pitch. Goes off the glove for Lugo. Everybody moving up. They're going to hold Troy Jones at third. He advances 90 feet on the wild pitch. Johnson up to second as well, advancing. Andrew Boyd, the sophomore, trying to keep the Irish in this one. They bring everybody in on the grass on the infield. Boyd fires into Gillespie, a swing and a miss. Gillespie has hit a couple deep to the outfield. Gillespie with a double to the left center alley and then a sacrifice fly there as well. The infield in, trying to protect the plate. Ground ball fouls sharply away down the third base side. One ball, two strikes against Gillespie. Jones at third, Johnson at second, one away. Doran waits on a breaking ball in the air. That ball caught. No, not caught. Excuse me. Drops in for a base knock and a run scored. And Gillespie will pick up his second hit of the game and another RBI for him. He's on at first. Johnson stays at second, didn't advance. Coming in to score was Troy Jones. And we're going to get a visit out to the mound here as they going to go out there to talk to Andrew Boyd, and I think they're going to make another pitching change, it kind of looks like. They haven't quite made the move as of yet. Make it 8-0 our score here in the top of the third. Roseburg with a couple more runs in. 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. And there will be a new man on the mound. It's another Shelby and Migulanda Construction call to the pen. Your local leaders for any project, big or small. 30 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulanda or visit their website, WeBuildHouses.com. Back after a quick 60-second break with the pitching change on 1490 The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
That might even be better, too.
New man on the mound. It'll be a righty coming in for Sheldon. Carden Hafner, another sophomore. Will get a chance to throw against Roseburg here as he comes in the third inning. As the third pitcher on the mound for the Irish, Roseburg leading 8-0. Hafner taking over for Andrew Boyd. So you had Wagers, his final line. Aiden Wagers was the starter, an inning and a third. Gave up 5 hits, 6 runs. They were all earned, 3 walks and 1 strikeout, 2 hit batters. Andrew Boyd pitches just 1 inning of relief. Gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 2 walks, no strikeouts. And now it'll be Hafner, comes in, third pitcher up there for the Irish. Jonathan Stone will stand in, 0 for 1 in this game. Drew a walk his last time up. Fouls off the first pitch he gets from Hafner. Stone, a strikeout and a walk in this game, has scored a run. Roseburg with runners at first and second. At first is Gillespie after an RBI single. At second is Caden Johnson. Hafner's 0-1 pitch. Stone underneath it. Out to center field. That ball keeps drifting. It goes off the glove in center field for Seno. Johnson's going to come around to score. Gillespie heading for third. And no throw. A run will come in again. Roseburg up 9-0. That one off the glove for Seno in center field. Johnson scoring. Gillespie had to get running, and he was moving quick to go first to third. Runners on the corners, and up the bat is going to be Jet Black. 9-0. Roseburg trying to get to the double-digit mark here against Sheldon in the third. Jet at the plate, first pitch. Strike called. Jet is 1 for 1. Sack fly for an RBI, also had a double. Another strike there against Jet. It's got an 0-2 count. Only 1 out so far here in the top of the third inning, with Roseburg already scoring 3 runs. Hafner's 0-2 outside in the dirt. Lugo picks it up nicely. He came up ready to throw. Back to third goes Doran Gillespie. Gillespie at third. At first base, Jonathan Stone after reaching on the air. On the mound, Carden Hafner, the 1-2 from the sophomore, is low for ball 3. Excuse me, ball 2. Two-two delivery coming up. Hafner off speed. That pitch was upstairs and trying to protect. Jet fouls that one off. Hafner, the sophomore, long flowing hair out from underneath his hat. Curly dark hair. Wears the stirrups showing high, as the entire team appears to do for Sheldon. The righty comes set, hands below the waist, kicks and fires, gets Jet to foul one up. Apker giving chase, feels like he's got room, makes the catch at third. Gillespie fakes as if he's going to run, tries to get a throw, and stays at third. So pop out in foul territory for Jet Black. Up next will be Jay Stoffel. First pitch from Hafner. Stoffel not quite on it, just gets a piece of it, fouls it back to the screen. Roseburg taking game one 8-3. It was a tight ball game, back and forth early on. Roseburg scoring 5 runs late in the ball game in the 7th to pull away with the victory that clinched the Southwest Conference title. Now they're going for the season sweep against the Irish. Strike taken for Stoffel. Count goes to 0-2. 2 down, top of the 3rd inning. Runners at the corners for the Indians. Stone at first, Gillespie at 3rd. The 0-2 for Stoffel is in the dirt, blocked by Lugo. Stoffel, the starting pitcher for Roseburg, trying to help himself out here, keep this half inning going. It's got a 1-2 count. Breaking ball carries outside for Hafner. The count goes even at 2-2. So if you're unfamiliar with the ruling in Roseburg, if they can get to a 10-run advantage and hold that through the 5th inning or later, if they could get to it, then they would win with the mercy rule. Strike 3 is taken by Jay Stoffel. Might be frustrating, but at the same time, Roseburg still leading, but 9-0. And Hafner gets the final out there with the strikeout. So Roseburg plays 3 more in the top of the 3rd inning, lead 9-0 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. This is Roseburg Baseball on 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
I am a nurse,
A firefighter.
A college student.
A mother.
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Swimming season is finally here. But remember, respect the water. Don't swim and don't go in the water if it's under 60 degrees. Swimming in water under 60 degrees is life-threatening. It could cause hypothermia, which means your limbs paralyzed and you can't get out of the water. Each day, the water temperature of the Umpqua River will be posted on kpic.com and kval.com, and in the morning weather on KPIC. Respect the water. Know the temperature. Brought to you by the Respect the Water Safety Committee.
Now batting, number 2, Nate.
Jay Stoffel will face the 9-1-2 hitters as he wraps up the first time through the lineup here as we go to the bottom of the third inning. Roseburg leading 9-0 against Sheldon. Wrapping up Southwest Conference play today. Stoffel will face Nate Brown, the 9-hitter. First pitch misses low for Stoffel, who's up to 39 pitches unofficially. Nate Brown at the plate will take strike one. In game one of the doubleheader, he was 1 for 2, had a single, a sac, bunt for an RBI in the fourth inning of that game that tied it up as another strike across. And then he struck out looking in the sixth against Zach Mandera, who had a complete game victory in the opener. Ground ball, right side, Van Norman coming in. The second baseman to first, Jonathan Stone there, makes the catch, retiring the first batter.
Now batting, number 15.
One away.
Morgan.
Top of the lineup for a second time. Cal Morgan walked in the first inning. Will come up to bat. First pitch swinging, fouled down the third base side. Riley Culverhouse there for it. Oh, 1 count for Stoffel. Hot day here in Eugene, one of the warmer ones we've seen all season. The 0-1 pitch. That ball down the right field side, hooking, and it'll go foul. Kind of surprising to be able to say that we started out the baseball season with snow, and now we're starting out with almost 90-degree temperatures at the end of the season. We have really hit the full gamut here. And surprisingly enough, didn't really have any rainouts. Ball in the dirt. I'm going to jinx ourselves for next week when we try to get some games in. And suddenly we'll have downpours keeping us from playing. As long as it's next week and not the week after when the playoffs start. 1-2 from Stoffel. Just a bit low, and the count goes to 2-2 against Cal Morgan. Leadoff man up for a second time. Wind and fire for Stoffel. The righty gets him to pop one up in the air. First base side calling for it. Jonathan Stone will make the catch. Two down. That ball caught just back behind first in fair territory. 2 away, and up is Caleb Coffin. Coffin had a fielder's choice to get him on base his first time. He'll take a breaking ball for a called strike. The wind now blowing out to left field here at Bowen Field at Sheldon High School as the ball fouled away again. Quickly an 0-2 count for Coffin. Stoffel working quickly, swing and a miss on a breaking ball. And 6 will fire down to Stone, and that wraps things up quickly here in the bottom of the third. So Roseburg cruising defensively, looking to add some more runs as we head to the top of the fourth. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for Sheldon. In the bottom of the third, we will head to the fourth. Roseburg leading 9-0 on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Roseburg Baseball here at Sheldon. A little quick score update for you here with the Oregon State Beavers here in Eugene against Oregon. Oregon State leaves 7-4 in the top of the sixth with 1 out. Back to you, Joey.
All right, Josh Nelson there with our Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update, checking in on the Civil War. You can catch the Oregon Ducks broadcast of the Civil War over on News Radio 1240 KQEN. You'll have to tune in for Civil War coverage tomorrow on KQEN. We'll have Blazers basketball here for you on 1490 The Score. It's the first pitch of the fourth inning to Mason Littlefield. Backhanded it short. Morgan can't pick it cleanly. Sliding to get to that baseball. An infield single for Mason Littlefield. Continues to hit the ball hard. Littlefield on at first. So Mason Littlefield leads things off on base for a second time in this one. Now 1 for 2. Riley Culberhouse will bat. The senior third baseman fouls off the first pitch. Culberhouse, mentioned before, he had come into today with just, I believe, 4 at-bats this season. Officially, 6 plate appearances. And in today's game, he is 0 for 1, hit by a pitch for an RBI and a fly ball to second. Ball gets by on an outside pitch, and Littlefield up to second. Ball, couldn't quite see it, must have gotten out of play. Time was called. Littlefield easily got into second. He was headed there on the pass ball anyways. 1-1 count for Culberhouse. Culverhouse puts it in play to third base, picked up by Prickle. He'll throw to first to get him. Staying at second base was Littlefield. One away. Prickle making that a routine and ground ball out there at third. One down, Littlefield still at second. Up next, it's Luke Van Norman. Not to be confused with Mason Littlefield, who's at second. Pitch in the dirt. 1-0 count. Van Norman 1 for 1 in this game. Had the single back in the third. 1-0. Strike taken. Van Norman, his last at bat, went to right field, dropping it in front of Caleb Coffin out there. The 1-1 count. High. On the mound, Hafner, excuse me. Come on in relief. Third pitcher used by the Irish here in game 2. 2-1 delivery. Van Norman fouls it down the left field side. So for Roseburg, obviously if the score holds, they will finish out the regular season with a 5-game winning streak, but may add a non-leaguer next week. It's possible. They've got open dates. 2-2. Outside, and the count goes full for Van Norman. Open dates next week with no games on the schedule. Roseburg might look for something to try and help bump their OSAA power ranking, and also just to stay fresh for the postseason run. Full count pitch, Van Norman swing and a miss. Strike 3. Second strikeout for Hafner. Hafner with a strikeout of Jay Stoffel in the third inning to finish off that frame. Top of the lineup now, and it'll go to Spencer Six, who will bat for a third time, make it a fourth time. And he may face a different pitcher than Luke Van Norman. Out to the mound, coaching staff for Sheldon, and they may make another play here. Hafner, a short outing if that is the case. Only 6 batters have come in. And it's going to be the first baseman, Apker. It'll be first baseman Corey Apker that's going to take over on the mound. So we'll take another break here after the Shelby Amiga Construction call to the pen. Short outing for Carden Hafner. And it'll be the fourth pitcher used by the Irish when we come back after this 60-second break on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
They freeze Thursday. It's Thursday is what I've read. Well, they'll move some things around. Isaiah Lugo will go down to first base, coming out of the catcher position. First baseman Corey Apker goes to the mound to take over for Carden Hafner. New right fielder, I believe, is Josh Hess, I heard them announce. Hess going into right field. I'm not sure if that means that Coffin comes out of the ball game. Still Brown at second, Morgan at short, and Prickle at third. Looking out at the outfield here. Still Seno in center and Langworthy in right, so they may have just made a couple of switches here. So the DH, I believe, is going to come out of the game. So Spurlock's going to come out. And got to have somebody come in to be the new catcher. So I think Coffin comes out of the game for Hess. And I think the Spurlock comes out of the game for the new catcher. And that's the story I'm going to go with here. We'll figure out if I'm right. New catcher, trying to grab his number there. Is that a 23? I believe it's going to be 23. Which for Sheldon, that would be Dominic Davis. So he takes over behind the plate for Isaiah Lugo, who goes to first for Corey Apker. Pitch in the dirt by Apker in his first delivery to the plate against Spencer 6. Spencer is 2 for 3 in this one. A 1-0 delivery. High and away. Spencer 6 with a single and a double in this one. Takes low from Apker for a 3-0 count. Sheldon has worked through their fourth pitcher now. We are in the top of the fourth inning. Roseburg leading 9-0. Taken for a strike on the 3-0 count. Apker, a tall righty out there. Kicks and fires. That ball lifted up over second for 6 into center field. Chance to be an RBI. Racing for home goes Littlefield. No throw to the plate. Littlefield comes in safely. It's cut off by Lugo just in front of the mound. He had it in time to maybe try and fire it over to the plate to get Mason Littlefield, but he comes in to score. So Spencer 6 with an RBI single to center. Spencer 6 on, and then Troy Jones takes over as the courtesy runner. 2 down. Caden Johnson goes after the first pitch from Apker. In the air, shallow center field. Avoiding a collision, Cal Morgan slides to the turf while the center fielder Eli Seno comes in over the top, makes the grab, and that'll wrap up things in the top of the fourth. But Roseburg gets one across, and they lead 10-0 as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Roseburg Indians on top by double digits. Jay Stoffel back out there on the mound for the bottom of the fourth. When we return on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Now batting number 6, Dawson Prickle.
Jay Stoffel out there for the bottom of the 4th inning. He's been given a 10-0 lead to work with. 10 runs on 10 hits, no errors for Roseburg, no runs on no hits, and 1 error for Sheldon. First pitch in the dirt from Jay Stoffel against the leadoff man here in the 4th for Sheldon, Dawson Prickle. Strike called. Evens it up at a 1-1 count. Stoffel at about 52 pitches as he winds and fires that ball in the air to center field. That drops in for a base hit. And by my tally, that is the first hit of the game for the Sheldon Irish. Jace giving up a low line drive to center field. Dawson Prickle breaks up the no-no. I had to say something, I guess. That was on me. First pitch, low for ball 1 against Isaiah Lugo. Lugo fouls one, third base side. So first hit of the day for the Irish here in game 2. Coming here in the bottom of the 4th. A 1-1 delivery from Stoffel. That one jam shot to right field. Gets by Van Norman. Coming in to get it. Gillespie retrieves it, but not in time to try and throw to second base to get Prickle, who had to wait to make sure that one was going to drop in the outfield. So a couple of soft liners for base hits for the Irish. They've got runners at first and second with nobody out, trailing at 10-0. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Nobody moving at the ball in the dirt. Got away a bit from Spencer. Corey Apker, now the pitcher, swinging and missing at that breaking ball, chasing in the dirt. Swing and a miss on another breaking ball. Apker going after him. Coming up tonight, Cage Sports 57 down at Seven Feathers Casino and Resort. Josh is planning on heading there. There's a swing and a miss. Throw down to first. Did they get him? No. Lugo diving back in, tagged around the waist by Stone. Quick throw down there from 6 to try and get him, and just not quite in time. But at the plate, a swing and a miss. Strike 3 against Apker. A strikeout there. That is the 7th of the game for Stoffel. One down, still runners at first and second. Pitch low to Eli Seno. A 1-0 count. Seno is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Struck out, swinging back in the second. Swing and a miss. Right through. Cage Sport 57 coming up tonight. Tomorrow, Game 7, Blazers Nuggets. Strike 2 taken at the plate for Seno. Game 7 tomorrow, 12:30 tip-off. Our pregame coverage starts at 11:30 right here on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score. Should be fun. That ball, line drive, goes to Van Norman. Flip to second for 1. Oh, they throw to first. Not going to get there in time. It was a line drive picked off the dirt by Van Norman. He flipped to Johnson at second for the double play. Couldn't get it. Then he threw to first to try and double off Lugo. Couldn't get him there either. So Roseburg almost gets a couple of double plays. Can't quite finish either one of them off. But a sharp line drive right at Luke Van Norman. He does a great job to snag that one at the shoe tops to save that one from getting through and possibly bring in around a run. 2 down. Taylor Langworthy will step in. Ground ball first base side. Picked up by Stone, and to first base he goes to wrap up the final out of the 4th inning. 3 away in the 4th inning. as Sheldon gets their first 2 hits of the ball game against Jay Stoffel, but they get left stranded at first and second. It's still a 10-0 lead for Roseburg as they go to the 5th inning, looking to finish this one early. We'll come back with the 5th on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Top of the 5th inning, Roseburg baseball brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. And by Roseburg Forest Products, a new sponsor for Roseburg baseball here on The Score. So Roseburg leading 10-0, looking to add a few more runs here in the late stages of this one. Some insurance. See if they can finish off the Mercy Rule victory in the bottom of the 5th coming up. But they've got to get through the top of the 5th first. Corey Apker on the mound to face Doran Gillespie. Gillespie is 2 for 2 today in game 2. First pitch from Corey Apker is in for a called strike. Gillespie a double for an RBI in the first, a single for an RBI in the third, and a sac fly for an RBI in the second. He has driven in a run in every inning except for the 4th, which he didn't have an at-bat in. Takes in the dirt for a 1-1 count. Gillespie will dig back in, double tap of the plate. Apker's pitch. Ground ball to short. Morgan across to Lugo for the first out. 6-3 the put out. 1 away. Roseburg has scored in every inning. 4 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth. They lead 10-0. Corey Apker, the 4th pitcher in the game. Apt to hit. It's going to be Ethan Gartner getting a chance to hit here for Jonathan Stone. 0-1 count to Gartner. The senior has not seen a lot of action this year as he takes strike 2. Gartner an 0-2 count. On the mound, Corey Apker. Kicks the 0-2. It's in the dirt. Gartner this year has played in 2 games, had just 1 at-bat, 2 plate appearances, has a hit by pitch in there as well. Looking for his first hit of the year, his senior season here. The backup catcher, the pitch, ground ball, second base, picked up, throw to first, is there for the out. So Gartner unable to find his way on base. I know what it's like to be that guy. That was me. Didn't play much your senior year. Get that chance to get in. It's always a big moment for you. 2 down. Jet Black will bat. He takes a strike. 2 down, nobody on base. Jet 1 for 2 in this one. Off the end of his bat, a slow roller towards second. And Nate Brown will make the play yet again And that'll do it for Roseburg in the top of the 5th. They're unable to put a run across the board for the first time this afternoon in Game 2. And they will still lead 10-0 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. 3 outs away from getting an early win in the second game. Might make up for the delay that we had in between the two contests. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Roseburg leading big on top of Sheldon on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
We'll play or something. Roseburg looking to finish off a sweep of Sheldon here in 2019. That'd be back-to-back years that the Indians would take all 3 against the Irish. Jay Stoffel out there to try and go for a 5-inning victory against Sheldon. He'll face the 8-9 hitters due up, and it will be a change to things here. Actually, no, it'll be exactly how I predicted it when I made my lineup changes. It'll be Dominique Davis that gets the bat here for the first time. The new catcher took the first pitch for a strike, takes the second one for a pitch in the dirt. 1-1 his count. So he came in for the DH, Quentin Spurlock. The 1-1 pitch at the knees for a called strike from Stoffel. Stoffel winds and fires the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That'll be strikeout number 8 in this game for Jace Stoffel. And in the first game, for Zach Mandera, he finished with 9 strikeouts against Sheldon. So that's 17 strikeouts combined right now. Actually make it 18 strikeouts combined. No, I can't read my own handwriting. That's the problem here. It is 17. First pitch misses here to Nate Brown, the 9-hitter. Takes low for a 2-0 count. Roseburg 2 outs away from finishing this series off, ending the regular season in conference play. The 2-0 is a swing and a miss for Nate Brown. Brown is 0 for 1 in this game. Ground ball to second, his first time up. A 2-1 pitch at the knees for a called strike. 2-2 now for Brown. The 2-2. Swing, he was ahead of that one and just got a piece of it. So Brown will have to step back in. Two-two delivery here for Stoffel. Nobody on and 1 away. Bottom of the 5th, his fastball's outside, and the count goes full. The full count pitch in the dirt, and he walks him. A run would keep the game going for Sheldon.
Now batting number 15.
Roseburg on top 10-0. So all it takes is 1 run to send it to the 6th inning. Roseburg's needing 2 outs to finish off the game in 5 innings. 1 on, 1 away. Leadoff man Cal Morgan, 0 for 1 in the ballgame. A walk and a fly ball out. Steps in. Stoffel digs back in on the rubber. Lead at first for Brown. Morgan at the plate. Breaking ball, he lets it go by. Stoffel, pitch in the dirt. Six has to go chase it down, but the runner stays at first. Coming up, whenever the postgame show is, if we go to it next, we will recap this game and get your scores from other games. Josh is compiling some numbers for us. The 1-0 is in the dirt for a 2-0 count. Roseburg clinching the Southwest Conference title in the first game. The 2-0 delivery is low for a 3-0 count. Hot one here today. Stoffel into his 5th inning of work. I have him up to 78 pitches. He's wiping sweat off his brow, off his face. Got to be a hot one, fatigue. He played all first game at third base. I can understand you get a little bit tired here. His 3-0 pitch is low for ball 4, and he walks 2 batters straight. Runners at first and second with 1 away. He just needs a ground ball to try and get out of it here with a double play ball. And out to the mound is going to go pitching coach Richie Charles to talk with Stoffel. And he's obviously got a look on his face like he's not happy with his performance at the moment either. Today's game brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by our friends over at Bi-Mart. Get ready for your season for less. Pat on the back from Coach Charles and back to the dugout for him. Stoffel will stay in the game. Runners at first and second with just 1 out. Jonathan Stone, meanwhile, I should mention, Jonathan Stone came back into the game for Ethan Gartner, who came in as a pinch hitter in Stone's position. So re-entered the game there at first. First pitch is a strike for Stoffel as he fires to Josh Hess. Hess had 1 at-bat in the first game of the doubleheader, struck out against Zach Mandera, swings and misses for strike 2. And Stoffel, just like that, after walking back-to-back hitters, is suddenly well ahead in the at-bat against Hess. The 0-2 pitch coming up. Stoffel finds the grip, fires. Strike 3 called. Big one there. His 9th of the game. He matches Zach in game 1. 18 strikeouts combined today for Roseburg's Aces. And now it'll go to Dawson Prickle, who will step in with 2 outs and 2 on. And the game on the line here. Breaking ball, strike 1 across at the knees. Game on the line here. Sheldon just needs 1 to extend the game. Obviously down 10-0. They've got a long way to go to get back in it if they were to. Line drive shot right at Jonathan Stone, and that finishes it. The first baseman to one knee to make the grab, and it's a mercy rule victory to finish the season for the Roseburg Indians in conference play. Jonathan Stone makes the squeeze. Jay Stoffel, the complete game 5-inning victory. Roseburg wins 10-0, a sweep of the Sheldon Irish, and they do have that Southwest Conference Championship, winning their final 5 games in their hands. We'll recap this one for you when we come back. It is the Roseburg Disposal postgame show coming up when we return after this 2-minute break. This is Roseburg Baseball, streaming at 541radio.com and on CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Stay tuned for more for basketball at 541radio.com.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Back for your Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Let them make the run of the dump for you. Call Roseburg Disposal at 673-7122. Well, Roseburg gets a 10-0 win in Game 2. 10 runs on 10 hits, no errors, no runs on 2 hits, and 1 error for Sheldon. As Roseburg will finish the conference season on a 5-game winning streak. Wins over Grants Pass, South Medford, and then 2 here today against Sheldon. As they finish the season on a hot streak after losing 3 straight. Roseburg turns it around, and they'll head into the postseason feeling good about themselves. Roseburg improves to 12-3 in conference play and 15-6 overall this season. And they win the Southwest Conference season going away as they run away from the rest of the conference here today. And they will have a home first-round playoff game coming up. And we hope that maybe see that they could get at home for a couple of games in the postseason. But we'll have to wait and find out about that and find out about postseason opponents. Taking a look at this one, Roseburg scores big early and often. 4 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, 1 in the fourth, as they pile up 10 runs against Sheldon, facing 4 different Sheldon pitchers in this one. As the Roseburg comes away with the win. It was a gem by Jay Stoffel, 5 innings worked, gave up just 2 hits, not until the 4th inning that he gave up a hit. No runs, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts for him, as Roseburg's pitching staff combines for 18 strikeouts against the Irish here today. Roseburg won Game 1 8-3, and they pull off the season sweep against the Sheldon Irish here in 2019. We'll take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll look at the individual statistics and numbers from this one. We'll take a look at the Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update, get you some other scores from around the region, and we will also name our South River Community Health Center Player of the Game. So stay with us, folks. Plenty to come after this 2-minute break on CBS Sports Radio, 1490 The Score.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
Copy. Roseburg a winner today in both games against the Sheldon Irish. Joey Keyran here with you. Josh Nelson, we'll check in with him for some scores here in just a moment. Chance Terrell back in the studio running the radio production for us here today. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. Let's run through this one. Jay Stoffel gets the win. 5 innings work, 2 hits allowed, no runs, 4 walks, 9 strikeouts. Taking the loss is Aiden Wagers, 1 1/3 inning worked. He gave up 5 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned, 3 walks, 1 strikeout. He also hit 2 batters. Andrew Boyd pitched, Carden Hafner and Corey Apker all pitch in this game. Nobody pitches more than an inning and a third. With the loss going to the starter, Aiden Wagers. Roseburg with 10 hits in the ballgame. Looking at the numbers there, Spencer 6, 3 for 4 with 2 RBI and a run scored. Caden Johnson, 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored. 2 for 3 for Doran Gillespie with a run scored, 3 RBI. And Jet Black, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Mason Littlefield, 1 for 2 with with a run scored. Riley Colberhouse got an RBI, did not get a hit, starting at third for Roseburg. Luke Van Norman, 1 for 2 in the game with an RBI and a run scored. So that is a look at the numbers there for Roseburg. On the other side, for the Sheldon Irish in this one, just 2 hits. Dawson Prickle and Isaiah Lugo both get singles in the 4th inning of the ballgame, back-to-back to lead things off, but they were both stranded on base. So that is about all the offense you had for the Irish in this one. Before we name our South River Community Health Center player of the game, let's check in with Josh Nelson to look at some of our scores from around the region and of note here this afternoon. Josh?
All right, thank you, Joey. It looks like I'm going to go over all the Southwest Conference baseball scores that we have as of right now. Earlier, South Eugene lost to North Medford 4-0 in the first game. And then in the second game, South Eugene did lose to North Medford 4-2. Grants Pass in their first game did beat South Medford 6-3. And the second game is starting at 4 o'clock, or is just now underway, about an hour into it. In girls softball, Roseburg girls upset the Sheldon Irish the first game 10-5, and then in the second game, the Roseburg girls beat the Sheldon Irish 5-3, and then Grants Pass beat South Medford 16-5. As for the Civil War going on here in Eugene right now, it's the end of the 7th inning. The Beavers lead Oregon 8-5. Back to you, Joey.
All right, thank you, Josh. That's your Garrettson Building Supply scoreboard update. Building relationships, building projects, building materials. Garrettson Building Supply supporting our Douglas County community for over 90 years. Our South River Community Health Center player of the game for Game 2 is going to be Jay Stoffel. Starting pitcher, goes 5 2/3 innings, goes 5 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, 4 walks, and 9 strikeouts against the Sheldon Irish in Game 2, and he's able to pick up the victory. He improves to 4-1 4-1 on the season for Roseburg, lowers his ERA from a 1.51, and that is going to continue to drop for him there after shutting out the Sheldon Irish here today. So Jay Stoffel, your South River Community Health Center player of the game. Well, that's going to pretty much wrap it up for us here from Sheldon today. Been a long day out in the sun. We look forward to seeing where the season takes the Roseburg Indians. Congratulations to the Indians on winning a Southwest Conference championship here in 2019. A big accomplishment for these young men, and they look to carry that momentum into the postseason. The postseason won't start until a week from this Monday. Rankings freeze later this week, and so we will find out what that means for the Roseburg Indians, where they will be matched up in the postseason. We won't know any of that until a little bit later on officially. we kind of have been starting to try and guess a little bit, but we won't really get into that. Roseburg may end up adding a game, non-conference, non-leaguer endowment game, something like that coming up later on this next week. We will find out more from Coach Thompson when something gets officially on the books on that one, but we will see if they do. We will be there for the coverage of that game for you. And then, of course, we'll be there when the first round of the playoffs gets started 1 week from Monday, as the Roseburg Indians will host a first-round playoff matchup against an opponent to be determined. So a lot to look forward to for Roseburg baseball as the regular season comes to an end and we start getting ready for the postseason. Well, that'll do it for us, folks, here from Sheldon High School. We really appreciate everybody tuning in for today's broadcast. I want to say thanks to Josh Nelson for help with the video production here today. Big thanks to Chance Terrell back in the studio for the radio production this afternoon, putting in some hard, long hours there. Thanks to the Sheldon Irish for having us here and hosting us here today. As always, thanks to Athletic Director Russ Bolin, Head Coach Troy Thompson, and the entire Roseburg baseball program for bringing us allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg baseball here on the radio. And as always, thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for today's broadcast, because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Keyran. We will talk to you guys when Roseburg has their next game. Stay tuned to 541radio.com for updates on when Roseburg will play again. But we will have Roseburg's next game on the radio, whether it be an endowment game coming up next week or if it is, in fact, the first round of the state playoffs coming up a week from Monday. So stay tuned. We'll have plenty more Roseburg baseball to come right here on Douglas County's home for sports, CBS Sports Radio, 1490, The Score. All right. Thank you very much, Chance. Have a good rest of the afternoon.